everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I'm here joined by Mauro Dellisanti. He's from Italy. He's a student here at Fudan University studying his Masters in Economics and Finance. Just caught up with him today to discuss the situation here in China and why he chose to come to China after studying for his Bachelor's in Glasgow in Scotland. Just wanted to find out why he chose to move to China and how is the experience been so far for him, and how exactly is the Chinese education system versus the British education system. So just general questions of life in general for an Italian man in China. So welcome, Mauro. How are you?
Thank you. Very good. Very good.
So Mauro, starting off, you're from Italy. Can you tell the viewers which part in Italy?
Sure. I'm from the south of Italy, from Taranto specifically. So it's a rather small city in basically the heel of the boot of Italy. Nice city on the sea.
Right, that's great. And then you studied for your Bachelor's in Glasgow.
Yes.
And then why chose to come to China after your Bachelor's?
Well, basically I finished my high school in Italy, then wanted to study like in an international environment,
right,
and speak English fluently. So I wanted to leave and go to Glasgow, go to the UK. So after that, I fulfilled all my objectives at the time, and at some point I was looking for a new challenge, something different, something new, something exciting.
Right.
And I was looking around, and I found this program in Fudan, in China. Then I found the opportunity with the Chinese government scholarship, so it was like all coming together.
Okay, Mauro, you mentioned the education is very consistent with the education system of the UK. Please explain, how has it benefited you from learning in an environment with so many international students? How has the exposure been?
Well, first, as like general methodology is the Chinese system in English, like the subject taught in English is very similar with UK university. You have the same kind of assignment and stuff, like the same, more or less, like sitting exam, then like essays, like this kind of exposure. Then having an international environment definitely gives you like a window open to other opportunities. Like I met people that I never had the chance to meet in the UK. For example, from various places, from Africa or from Thailand, from South Korea. This really gives you the knowledge and also the willingness to say, oh, maybe I can also have a look at that and see like how it plays out.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So we'll keep walking along. So we're here along the river here in Shanghai and just out for a walk. We'll be taking the ferry very soon to go across the river to Puxi side. We're in Pudong. So as many of you are aware, the Shanghai is divided into two parts, Puxi and Pudong. Pudong is the new Shanghai. Puxi will be the old traditional Shanghai. So I'll be going to Puxi side very soon. Okay, Mauro, so in terms of living in China, do you see yourself living in China for a very long time, for a short amount of time? How long do you see yourself living here?
Well, I came here almost 2 years ago, and I came here just with the spirit of saying, okay, I'm gonna come to do my master's degree for 2 years and see how it goes, if I like it and what I can do. So far, I've been like doing my degree, like studying and stuff, but at the same time I had the chance to go around, make some connections, and then I also started my company now. So the way I see it is that I want to be here long term, but at some point if I have another opportunities or something, I can still do that.
Sure.
Yeah, just like seize the moment,
Of course, and get the experience.
Then, yeah, definitely. Then, like this is also like a time for learning. So even like the time goes ahead and see like how I perform, how like the business goes. And then even if it doesn't work completely, like I still will have gained that experience to further my career.
So Mauro, how often do you go back home to Italy from China, since living in China?
Okay, well, so far I've been going back home just for Christmas.
Okay,
so
once a year.
So I came here in summer 2018. So I've been back home during Christmas 2018, like New Year 2019.
Yeah.
Usually stay around a month because you know, like the flight is like 12 hours, like the whole day, and also like cost money. So you really want to make like that value. And then like for the summer, like I don't really miss like the sea of my hometown, like even though like it's really nice, but during that time I just prefer to stay here and do some work. So yeah, so far that has been the pattern that we'll see in the future. Right?
Okay, sure. If the business expands, then I guess you might be frequenting back to Italy.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see how
and do you speak Mandarin?
Well, I started learning Mandarin when I was back in Glasgow.
Right.
I got like a good like knowledge of the basics. But then like to really learn the language, you need to come here. So far I'm studying around like the HSK 4.
Okay.
Also it's like for the immigration stuff. So like I can understand people, like have like a kind of a basic conversation. Then for the most serious stuff, like you really need to have someone who helps you like in English.
Sure.
But first I need to say learning Mandarin is important, but first to come to China you must be proficient in English. Like if you are not proficient in English, like you can do anything.
Okay, and is it difficult learning Chinese? Has it been difficult for you?
Well, I think the most difficult part is just starting because it's so different from the Western languages where you have like an alphabet and you can immediately kind of see your progress. But for Mandarin, first you need to know, you really need to get the basics done. And even like the first 6 months, maybe you feel that you are not really able to speak. But even at that time, you must to keep your focus. You must keep your focus and like keep going, keep pushing, and especially try to practice with some natives as much as possible. And then like little by little, like you can learn your confidence first, because you know when you're learning a language, you are kind of afraid of like losing face, you know, just that you are not able to speak fluently, so you get a little bit shy. But I mean, I need to say that especially Chinese people are very like comprehensive, and they understand that you are making an effort to learn their language. So they can they are quite excited to see that you can speak some Mandarin. Even if you say ni hao, like they will be like, oh my god, your Chinese is so good. So this is also like a cultural thing. But yeah, like you just need to go through these steps, which might be kind of demotivating at the beginning because you don't see the progress immediately. But after a while, like you will see it, and you will understand that all the work that you have been doing, like, is paying off.
Have you been in the ferry before?
Not yet. I've been in a ferry like that makes like a tour of the river. But that was like a tourist.
No, that's a tourist ferry. But this ferry so they have a couple of terminals across the river here, Pudong and Puxi side. So this is one of them. The piers. This is Nanma To Pier. How's your experience been so far off the ferry?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So we just boarded the ferry. We just boarded the ferry. So it'll take probably no more than a few minutes to cross. So from here to Pudong side to Puxi side there. So Mauro, you have an Instagram account. Of course, you have a personal one, but you also have an Instagram account, which is what's the exact name of that account? Not an expert in China.
Yes, exactly. Not an expert in China.
So that account, what was the inspiration behind that account?
Well, you know, many times lately I've been seeing many people displaying themselves as experts of China.
Yeah.
Even people who have been here for just a few weeks, maybe like they just doing Chinese studies at the university, or maybe they do international relations.
Yeah.
And they describe themselves as experts of China, but maybe they just knew few things. And you know, for me, even after 2 years, I'm still on this learning curve.
Yes.
And so I want to say, you know, like I'm just starting this stuff. I just started like 10 days ago. And so I'm like, I want to say I'm not an expert of this, so we can learn this stuff together.
And Mauro, I want to talk to you about Mianzi and also Guangxi. So Mianzi means the act of just maintaining the faith, the whole humiliation aspect, and the whole just concept of maintaining integrity for the locals, Chinese. And Guangxi is like the whole concept of building a trust and a relationship when you want to do a business, or when you want to do any kind of work that involves, get help, assistance. So Mauro, I want to take your views on starting off with the Mianzi. How do you feel as a foreigner living in China? How do you feel the Mianzi? How important is it in China?
But, definitely it's something really embedded in this culture that you need to understand and you need to respect, especially like in talking, in presenting yourself, also like giving like your business card need to be done in a certain way to show this respect, or like the way you cheers, like you do cheers with the wine, with the baijiu, whatever, like it's there is like it's like
there's an etiquette of it. Okay, Mauro, can you just please show it to us? So it's Mauro now handing a business card. Now, if you notice, he's going to use both hands. I have a camera in my hand, so I can only use one hand. But yeah, he must use both hands like Mauro, and receive, and then like a little bit bow down as well. So the reason why we do that is just to like show some respect and show that we care for starting this, to build this long-lasting relationship. Okay, moving on. So etiquettes regarding cheers for baijiu, business card. What else? How else is Mianzi important?
Also, for example, if you have some sort of confrontation with someone, definitely you should never do that in public, and like humiliate someone in public. That is like a no-go, like that is like something you are not supposed to do. Even though like we have this kind of American style that you see in the movie a lot, that people are told words in public and they are told like you are fired, like
in
like
front of everybody.
Exactly. This is completely like something that is completely unacceptable here. And honestly, like I would say that it's also something acceptable that I would take as a positive, and I would apply myself.
Okay.
So, and like this kind of rules, they are not so foreign to us. I mean, this kind of respect and appearance, this is embedded in all cultures, more or less. So it's not like as strange or as different as someone might think.
Indeed. And if we could continue on, so Mauro, I just wanted to ask you regarding the whole Guangxi as well. So let's talk about Guangxi, which is the act of like building a trusting relationship, either be it in business or if you want to get some work done. How important is that, and why is it so important?
Well, first, like Guangxi is like we loosely translate it as a relationship.
Yes.
And this is basically the deep connection between the circles of people that know each other, and this is developed through time. So don't expect that a Chinese person will have trust in you just as you meet. Like you need to go through some process, like share some stuff and have maybe a dinner together, like and have this wrenching. This is also another. Concept connected to it.
Yes.
So you need to show your help and maintain this relationship. This is called wrenching. Right. And from this you build your Guanxi. And the Guanxi is based on trust and reciprocity. So you need to get help. You need to give help in order one day to build this and get your help when it's needed. And you need to show your trust to get one back.
Indeed, indeed. So it's all about act of giving and receiving. All right, Mauro, thank you so much for your time.